Hello YouTube, Gaming Goddess here with the review on Odin Sphere Leifthrasir. This is an HD remake of the original Odin Sphere video game on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita. With high quality graphics and amazing story, this action side-scroller adventure features 5 playable characters with his and her own story. The game offers both the remastered version and of course the classical original version of the game. So with that being said, let's get into the review. Our game's main characters, Gwendolyn, Cornelius, Mercedes, Oswald, and Velvet are all characters in a storybook found in a little girl's library. Each character may have his and her own story, but they are intertwined with each other in some way. Aside from having their own stories and destinies, each character has a unique set of attacks and skills that they can use during battle. At the start of a new character's story, the player is given a small tutorial on the character's attacks. The tutorial isn't too hard to get through, so it's not that bad. Besides, the game teaches the player about some of the cool new features that are available in this game. Now, between the original game and the remastered version of the game, the battle systems are pretty different in comparison. Originally, when I had first played Odin Sphere, I claimed that certain types of monsters and certain bosses were harder than others. Well, after finishing this game, I can definitely say that the remastered version felt like it was slightly easier during those types of battles. I feel as if the game developers nerfed some of the monsters in the game due to too many people complaining about it. Or maybe I just magically became good at a game that I haven't played in about 2 years. I don't really know. Aside from that, the remastered version offers a skill tree for each of the characters. This is definitely a new feature, and I actually like it. The skill tree allows the player to set different skills by pressing the L1 button. In the original version of the game, when the player pressed the L1 button, they would have to select the skill they wanted to use. No fancy shortcuts were available. And finally, when in battle, the characters don't get tired or dizzy when they run out of power like they did in the original version of the game. Yes, Mercedes still uses the power as her attack, but with the skill tree, this makes fighting with her a lot better in my opinion. Since the characters don't get tired, this allows the player to fight longer, and I feel it is more efficient. Overall, yes, I think the remake has a better battle system as well as features, but I wish the level of difficulty on certain fights were about as equal as the original game, because like I said, it did feel easy even for the normal level of difficulty. Now let's take a look at the shops. Shops can be accessed in certain parts of each stage as well as at the character's base. Each shopkeeper will sell a variety of items, seeds, food ingredients, potions, and even equipment. Shops can also be useful for selling items as well. I would often sell the bones and any extra seeds because I was more into buying as many potions as I could. Of course, the shopping process was made a lot easier. You just select the items you want and the merchant will drop them for you instead of having to give the exact amount of coins to the merchant. Next up, the world map and stage maps. The way the maps are presented are pretty similar compared to the original. On the world map, a red flag marks the location where the player has to go. There are no new locations on the world map. Of course, you will notice how much larger the map looks since it takes up the whole screen and the original was placed inside a small box with the options around it. When a player enters a new location, the player will not have the ability to see what lies ahead for that particular stage until they buy a map of the area. I know the original game would make you find a map, so it's nice to have the option to buy it, or if you really want to be adventurous, you can explore and fill in the map yourself. Now I know I mentioned ingredients for food as well as seeds. This is because Odin Sphere offers a cooking and planting feature in the game. The player will be able to collect different types of seeds as well as some ingredients. Seeds can be planted anywhere and will grow with phosons. These phosons are usually collected after every battle. Once a seed has grown into a plant, the player can collect them and eat them. Also, while exploring the different locations in the game, the player can find different recipes and ingredients. Each meal will give the player experience points and will increase their health. Whenever a player finds a new recipe, the player will be given extra experience points. The player is allowed to eat at any given rest spot on a stage, or they can give special coins to the Puka Village Cafe. This concludes the gameplay portion of the review. Now let's take a look at the game's graphics and audio. Odin Sphere Leifthrasir features both the new HD graphics as well as the classic game graphics. In all honesty, they don't look much different from each other, but I can see the differences. First off, the game is beautiful with its pastel fantasy art, and I love the fact that they were able to fix the lagging issues that I had in the original PS2 version of the game. Now, when taking a closer look, you can clearly see that when a player is running in the original game, it has sort of a motion blur behind the character. In the remastered side of the game, everything looks and runs really smooth. The loading screen from area to area doesn't show the character running on a black screen like the original game did. And of course, I thought that was a really cool feature and I kinda missed it. The transitions between cutscenes are also different. I really like the new layout this game offers. Again, these graphics were really pretty to begin with, and the HD version makes it so much more beautiful. I absolutely loved every second of it. As for the audio, we are given the same soundtrack as the original game. Each stage has its own background music and it's nice to listen to. The music doesn't get annoying like some other games, that's for sure. And of course, we can still pick between English and Japanese voice acting. Both sound pretty good, so it's just really up to the player. Now let's take a look at some pros and cons. First, some pros would include amazing HD graphics, an awesome soundtrack, the option to play remastered or classic mode, good general gameplay, noticeable differences that are actually good, and of course, a good story. As for the cons, I feel like some of the bosses were easier in the remastered compared to the original game. Now again, this could be because I got better at the game or they really did nerf it. I don't really know for sure. Alright guys, I had actually got the Storybook edition for this game. This is the box art. I actually like it. It looks really cool in my opinion. It has all the characters, Gwendolyn, Cornelius, Velvet, Oswald, Mercedes, and of course Cornelius as a puka. When we open it up, we are given this really cool tin case with Gwendolyn on the cover. There's the game case. We're also given this t-shirt with one of the alchemy recipes on it. That is, I believe, one of the Habaneristas, so that's pretty cool. It is a large, so I might have trouble fitting into that. Might be too big for me. We're given this really cute poster of Alice and her cat. I am definitely gonna frame this. And of course, the art book. Got lots of cool art. Cornelius, Gwendolyn. And it's just some pages here and there. The Inferno King. So yeah, that is everything that comes in the Storybook edition. I definitely think it was worth the price. Now, I do wish it included a soundtrack. They did not offer a soundtrack, and I think if they did, it would make this entire collection complete. Overall, Odin Sphere Leifthrasir has won my heart. It's an amazing story about 5 different characters who are all faced with their own task but have the same goal in the end. I honestly feel like this game needed a remake the first time I played it, and we finally got one. So I'm really glad that I got to experience this game again, and any Odin Sphere fan would definitely love it. This is an action side-scroller, and I don't normally play too many of these types of games, but I do know for a fact that this is on my top 10 list of favorite video games. The differences are there, and honestly, I feel like it does improve the gameplay some, since we are now given a skill tree as well as a couple of other little features in the remastered version of the game. Again, I'm not really sure why I felt like it was easier to get through this time compared to the last time I played. I don't really want to blame the developers for nerfing any of the monsters, but if this is the case, I probably should have played it on hard instead of normal. Yes, it is still challenging enough even on the normal level of difficulty, but sometimes it really did feel too easy. Also, I love my Storybook edition, and I can definitely say that it is worth it. If you don't have your copy already, definitely go and pick it up. Even if you've never heard of Odin Sphere before, you can now at least experience both the original game and the remastered game all in one disc. Odin Sphere Leifthrasir gets an overall rating of 100 out of 10. This game is just amazing, and I can't stress it enough, so just go out there and play it for yourself. If you like this video, then feel free to leave a thumbs up. Also, leave me any comments with your opinions, questions, or concerns. I love reading what everyone has to say. This has been a Gaming Goddess review. Subscribe if you're new, and remember to keep on gaming.